This is the Solid Signal podcast for the week of March 29th, 2021. And this week, I wanted to talk a little bit about what we can do to help you with your RV. RVing was always a popular thing to do in the spring, but then last year kind of threw it into high gear because the idea that you can take all of the comforts of home with you, sleep in a bed that you own and control, and breathe air that's only been breathed by you, that's kind of been fairly appealing for the last year, and you all know why. Well, this year we hope to be a lot better. But let's not jump to conclusions. And there still could be a couple of months left when you really feel like you're more comfortable in your RV, or maybe you just grew to enjoy it so much last year that you're just going to be an RV fan from now on. The question is, does your RV have everything that you need to live your best digital life? After all, it's not 1975 anymore. And when we say leave it all behind, we really don't mean that anymore. We wish we did in a lot of ways. But the truth is that when we go out on the road, we want all of our electronic devices to come along for the ride. We want great cell service no matter where we are. We want the ability to watch live television wherever we are. And of course, we want to be able to stream, binge watch, all of that stuff. And, that's all very possible with an RV. You wouldn't think so. But the truth is that you can get all of the comforts of home, electronically speaking, just like you can get all the comforts of home in every other possible way with an RV. If you've got an RV, you've got a lot of options as far as how much you want to enjoy and what you want to do. The first question you have to ask is, if this is an older RV, one that you bought used, does it need tech upgrades? The sad thing is there's still a lot of RVs out there with 13-inch tube televisions built into the cabinetry, and, that's great, but it's not going to do a whole lot for you. You need to know where you stand now. There are satellite TV options, but standard definition, well, that ended back in the early part of this century. It's 2021, folks. It's time to be thinking about high definition and 4K. The good news is that this is very possible with the satellite technologies that we have now. Whether you like DirecTV or Dish, there's options for you, and you can get them by giving us a call at Solid Signal. You're not going to find anywhere else that is going to be able to give you the best selection of all the services that you need. Solid Signal has it all, and we can help you build that custom system that just makes sense for you. And of course, no television solution would be complete without an over-the-air antenna. A lot of times when you're dealing with satellite TV, you're dealing with local channels from the area where your bill is. This is great if your RV doesn't go too far from home, but in many cases it does. So you're not going to get local channels unless you put up a TV antenna. I will give you the straight dope right now, which is that TV antennas only work when the RV is stopped, unless you're streaming using a service like Locast or something like that. But once you are parked for the night, you can get crystal clear reception just by putting up a TV antenna. The antenna can be permanently mounted to the RV, or you can put it on a tripod to make it more aimable. Either way, it's very easy to connect it to a TV that's already mounted in the RV, and if you don't want to be paying for television reception, it's a great option for you. But let's talk for a second about cellular data, because after all, it is 2021, and that's how most of us tend to get our entertainment. You can do a lot now, a lot that wasn't possible just a few years ago. You can get a cellular hotspot so that all of your streaming devices will work, put it on an unlimited plan, and yes, you will pay a little bit more than you do at home, but you'll get all of that same fun that you had before. Everything at home is going to come with you. You can put an unlimited plan on your cell phone, and you may be somewhat limited as far as what you can tether to it, what kind of devices you connect. But with a device like an Apple TV or Roku or Chromecast, you can use your phone to get the actual signal and then just push it up on a television. Super easy to do. The other benefit to this solution is that you can be using it, or your passengers can anyway, when you're in motion. I do not recommend you doing this kind of thing while you are driving, but As long as you got somebody else who's in the RV, well, you're going to be fine. Last thing I really want to mention, though, is that cell service varies from place to place. If you're staying on the big highways, you're probably going to get good reception no matter what you do. But once you get off the beaten path, you might not get good cell service. After all, going out in the woods sometimes means roughing it, but you don't really want to rough it with your cell signal. This is why you want to put in an RV-based signal booster system. This is a permanent installation that goes in your RV, takes the weakest cell signal out there. If it can be received at all, it's going to get received, and then boosts it, pumps it up so that everybody in the RV has as good a signal as possible. I've seen it go from 1 bar all the way to max bars just by using this device. And the best thing is that an RV system is going to work for everybody in the RV, not just the driver. Installation is easy. You can do it yourself, or you can have your local RV shop do it for you. And really, this is the way to do it. If you're going to be RVing, you don't want to miss out on the ability to stream, use Waze, use whatever app you need to get by. So you're going to want one of these on your RV. If you haven't put in these upgrades in the last year, well, I get it. Last year was kind of an uncertain time for everybody. But this year things are looking up. And if you're looking at doing some changes to your RV lifestyle, now's the time to call the folks over at solidsignal.com. Call us because our Signal Connect division, the ones who do the kind of RV installations and things like that, they are ready to serve you, ready to take care of you. And what you want to do is write down this number, 888-233-5834. That's 888-233-5834. And you're going to get an expert who's going to be able to tell you exactly what you need for your RV, help you satisfy all your needs, and then get you the parts you need so you can either install it yourself or have your local RV shop install for you. Work with the experts. Work with people who are going to give you the best combination of price and service, and that is solidsignal.com. If you don't believe me, go over to solidsignal.com and check them out. Well, my friends, I have to say, okay, this has been a little bit of a shill. This has been a little bit of a commercial. And I know I try not to do this very often, but after all, the Solid Signal podcast is sponsored by solidsignal.com, and they do keep the lights on. They appreciate all of your business. And if you're going to call them at 888-233-5834, do me a favor and tell them that you heard about them on the Solid Signal podcast. That's it for me this week. I hope everything is good for you and you have a great week, and I'll see you again next time.